Hello and welcome back to Rolling with... I was about to say the name of a channel I am no longer on that is inactive.
It's almost like hundreds of episodes.
Put it to rest.
Nearly a year dead, and yet...
Now, to be fair to me, I've been running games on that channel for years, some of which have lasted hundreds of episodes.
No,
and I'm
totally
very
understandable.
Welcome to D6 Tricks. We're doing Cthulhu Dark. So, anyway, I am your host, Alex. I'm very tired, but very excited to run the continuation of this mystery on the Orient Express. And joining me, we have Atwas.
Hello, I'm very excited to demonstrate the speedrunning skip. So anyway, what you have to do it.
We have Kristen.
But first I have to explain parallel universes.
And we have Queen.
Hello, I am.
Adric is caught in a parallel universe building up speed for 12 hours. We'll see if she joins later, but for right now, Nathaniel is busy arguing with the train master about his luggage. Alright, so, when last we left off, quick recap, our intrepid investigators were called aboard the Orient Express by their friend, by their friend, as I look through the list of names again, Clinton York, who was found dead, murdered by a knife with cauterized and infected wounds. It was nasty, and they had taken it upon themselves to solve a murder on the Orient Express. They had either met up with or heard word of basically everyone on the train, including the mysterious Khonshu, who wants either a mysterious artifact that is currently being held in baggage by a very angry train master, or his suitcase full of gold back. The one person I believe they have not either investigated or heard word of is Dr. Ludwig Starker. There is a big old list of who's who that I'm putting up on screen right now. And
Sorry, Starker.
he's German.
Yeah. It sounds like stalker.
Anyway.
So
Anyway, when last we left the investigation, Sybil and Nathaniel had just finished trying to investigate the baggage cart with minimal success. While Dominic Garden had been talking to the very English and very suspicious-sounding James Martin.
Damn those English.
Yeah, and Valentine had met up with Damir Nikolic, who was one of the Serbian passengers who got on at Strasbourg, had discovered the dead body of Clinton York, and had broken a bottle and was threatening Valentine with it, while Valentine pulled out a sword cane. So, we're gonna go right back to that, because that was the cliffhanger of last episode.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that one.
Yeah.
The sword cane is on my character sheet, okay.
As an engineer, I would have a sword cane.
Well, as nobility, I have a cane. Why not make it a bitching cane?
Gotta be extra.
Precisely.
So cool.
Precisely.
I don't believe that this is the best use of our time.
Damir says something presumably very rude in Serbian, which I doubt you speak.
It's adjacent enough to tell it's really fucking rude.
Oh, yeah.
Valentin just kind of shrugs.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, God. I was. No, it's fine. I was percolating a little bit, but please go ahead. I didn't have anything in particular yet.
All right. His grip is still firm on the bottle. He looks between the corpse and you, trying to cover it up with a minimum of other violence, aristocratic swine.
You really are a one-track mind, aren't you? Well, first off, yes on the second part, no on the first part, the covering up part.
Then why
to
did you
be-
try to keep me from in here?
Because... Listen, when it comes to messy business, the less people involved, the better. And I'm trying to figure out who did this, along with some other people. The more people know, the more complicated it is, and... Well, let's just say having the regular passengers be aware of something like this is, probably wouldn't be the best outcome for anybody.
I'm gonna have you roll a dice to try and de-escalate him. I'm gonna roll a failure dice against you.
Sure.
3.
Two.
2. That is unfortunate.
How does rolling an insight die work again? I could add that to any roll, right?
You
I could do
can
that.
add that to any roll if you wish to risk your mind by doing so, and that'll re-roll all the dice. If the insight dice is the highest, then you get to make an insight check.
Okay, so I would say I'm adding my insight die and then I'd roll 2d6s, yes?
Yes.
Okay, cool. In that case, I think I'm gonna... This seems like an important thing to do, so I'm gonna try the insight die thing, so...
Alright.
This will be the human die. Okay.
Okay.
So this will be the insight... A little too quick there. Fuck off. Come on, baby.
Alright, come on.
Don't make me,
Dino's
don't make
really
me pull
gotta
out my
feel
We'll
real...
see if there's another 6 to happen. Another
Oh my
6! Let's
fucking
go!
God.
Okay. So, in the
It would be
midst,
like that.
so that is 2 insight checks that you're going to make, and I'll tell you why. Because as you're talking to Damir Nikolic in an attempt to de-escalate the situation, you suddenly just like your eyes flick white, and then you start seeing red and talking in this ancient guttural language you do not speak, but somehow he completely understands. And then you snap back to reality, back with your body, and it was not pleasant. So that is 2 insight checks, baby.
Okay.
Oh.
Maybe will it allow me to just roll 2d6? Let's figure it out. Maybe.
Theoretically, you should be able to roll 2d6. Like Dino might not, but surely.
Yeah, I guess fucking not.
Surely.
You know what? I have d6s like all over my desk. If that's fine by you, I'll just pull these 2 bad boys
Yeah.
out and just shake and bake those. 5 and a 2.
Okay. So 2 I believe is fine because you had an insight of
Yes.
2 already, but the 5 will bump it up to a 3.
Excellent. Very good.
Okay, so, as you snap back to reality, you can see Damir nodding. Alright then, aristocrat. Weapons down on 3, yes?
Sure. All right. Would you prefer to count?
I'm counting, yes. 3.
Puts the weapon down.
He puts the broken bottle back in the case.
Well, we're all involved, whether we like it or not, and if everybody wants whatever deal was happening to go smoothly, we might as well work together, yeah?
You have me convinced not to kill you. Working together with you, you are pushing your luck.
Let's just say... Okay, fine, if you do not want to work together, that is fine. However, some of my compatriots are currently back in the luggage carts, working a little bit of magic to make sure that everyone gets properly paid and things get handed off. So, if that is important to you, then you could help or just stay out of our way.
I could say the same to you. And he just turns around and walks off.
Just sort of like bends down creakily and like kind of like picks the cane back up and leans on it heavily and just didn't get my throat slit by a Serbian. That's good, all things considered. Good. Yeah, in that case, I think Valentin's main motive here was to try and, like, intercept the Serbians, at this point since they came on the train, so he kind of succeeded in that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they won't cause too much of a fuss, so, yeah.
He did. You can see that Damir is heading back into the dining car where, 2 of the 4 still are last time you checked.
Excellent. I will, yeah. Close the compartment behind me, lock the door, and see if I can't meet up with one of my compatriots.
Alright. Well, it is about this time that the compatriots can meet back up to go over what they've seen, ask their friendly GM for a review of what they've seen if they've forgotten.
That is, in fact, what I would like. I'm like, oh god, I remember that the conductor was an absolute ass, and we really struggled to, like, get much from that luggage cart.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You saw a heavily locked up suitcase, and the conductor said, yeah, that's mine. And you also saw one of the Serbians back there in luggage cart A who was just rifling through some of the briefcases, not disturbed by the conductor.
So I think altogether we can say Serbs bad news.
I mean, historically you'd be correct.
Just don't fuck around and find out. Unfortunately, we're in this situation.
Unfortunately.
That's what I remember.
Sorry, go ahead.
I cannot. I'm like, and I remember British man being a little sus, and that's as far as I'm like.
Yes, James Martin, very talkative guy, seemed very interested in Clinton York and how people knew him.
Very, very specifically interested to an odd degree.
Well, you know most people have the hyper focuses.
Alright. Well, in terms of interviewing, we really only have the one man left we haven't met, Dr.
Or otherwise heard of.
Or, yeah, well, going on the handy list that we were handed as soon as we got on the on the train.
Making deductions.
Yes, Dr. Starker. So maybe we could try and
Talk to him. Yeah.
maybe. Hopefully he'll give us the time of day. If not, we could always leverage a dead body, right?
Yeah. Want to see a dead body?
You mentioned seeing Serb in luggage cart. Was the train master giving them any trouble?
Seemed like they were working together.
Concerning.
Yes, very.
Well, hopefully hopefully we all just figure this out and the deal goes off smoothly and we can get off the train and forget any of this ever happened.
Are we all like meeting up, or what is?
I would assume so.
I'm like, I think we've all come back together. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. We've
Yeah,
all
I
kind
believe
of
the plan
met
was
up
go
there.
these directions, meet up so that no one wonders
Yeah.
where the hell are you on a train
Yep.
that might have a murderer on it.
Did someone else get murdered? There was a close call, but no. Okay. Okay, well, so we have one remaining interview to check. When it comes to the, Serbian situation,
Uh-huh.
concern? I think we can all agree concern.
I think concern's a bit of an understatement. You almost got stabbed by a bottle?
Almost
What do you
does
mean,
not, well, almost does not mean it happened.
Yeah.
Also, I can give as good as I get. Hopefully, I'd rather not, but no, it's too messy. I mean, two
think we're not-
bodies on the train.
Exactly. 2 bodies on the train is very troubling. I think we should be giving him many dues that you did not also get stabbed.
He just
But yes.
pushes the end of his pencil up on his temple and does that big.
What? You've never been challenged to a duel before?
They
Oh my
don't
god.
really-
Oh my
They don't
god,
really happen in
Dominic, you
Scotland
haven't even
anymore.
been challenged to a duel before. Have you done anything?
Nah. Surprisingly, I think my life's been quite simple.
There is nothing wrong with living a simple life.
Hey.
Do yourself a favor and never get enmeshed in a duel. We'll say that much.
Right, I'll take note.
How many duels have you been in?
Me?
You!
One or two. It would be more, but I do not play with pistols.
That's wise.
That's what I say. That's why I'm still here. I can actually win my duels. Or tie, or have the seconds talk it out, or anyway. So we still have people that we need to account for. We need to perhaps speak with the doctor. I have my own suspicions, although from what you've mentioned, Mr. Garden, our friend Mr. Martin is very involved for someone, very interested for one who is not involved, yes.
Aye, kind of overeager, if I do say so myself.
So either he is directly involved or, I mean, Mr. York is an interesting man with interesting connections. Who's
Or
to
he's
say
got-
who's not being followed?
Or he's just got the mind of a gossiping fishwife. Could always be that.
Could be, but, best to not assume lack of ill intent when there's a
Oh, no,
murder
right.
involved.
You're right, never raise any suspicions.
I would assume that I would, however, my suspicion would be that this is a recent add-on to the problem, as opposed to. It doesn't seem like the Serbians seem to really want to play well with others. So I don't think they. I mean, unless James Martin is working with them, but I doubt it.
No. Well, if the artifact is as important as Honshu said, as interesting, perhaps that is the aim here. Not necessarily the deal itself, but the artifact. Whatever it is, the jeweled egg. Not Fabergé, but something else. I don't know. I have my suspicions. I think that Yannick was a little too unaccounted for his own good. But
So here's a question. We have some suspicious figures digging through the luggage cart, and Nathaniel and I could not really get our hands on any of the items, and the conductor, the train master, did not seem very thrilled to have us there. So my concern is, what do we do if our boys grab our stuff while we're sitting here gossiping?
well, I have my suspicions, and I believe the Serbs are here for the more
The money?
no, the explosive end of the deal.
Oh.
Well, if all else fails, you've got a sword, apparently. What
do you
do
begrudge
the,
a man the instrument he uses to walk?
Yeah, what do the kids say nowadays? Yeah, shank 'em.
Not quite the fencing term, but I will keep that in mind.
Right.
So, try to find this doctor then?
Doctor it is.
I think so. Nathaniel, you're
Nathaniel, you sound very far away.
Yes.
Check that input, boy. Nathaniel's just like on the window of the train.
Generally,
Getting some air.
Generally, people prefer to travel in trains instead of on them.
I'm just stepping out
Okay,
some
is
air.
that any better?
Yes.
There we go.
Keeps resetting to the damn laptop mic. I don't know why.
Disgusting.
Cursed.
Filthy.
I thought it was weird no one was responding to me.
Oh no.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
hear you.
It's all good.
You're free of the curse. Alright, well, shall we?
Hey!
Let's.
All right. You head over to the red car in search of Dr. Staka, and you get directed to cabin compartment number 3 of the red car.
Okay.
Knock knock.
You knock on the door and you just hear this like crashing sound from inside, followed by someone going, Was ist das?
Oh no!
Oh!
I thought my accent was strong.
That wasn't it's speaking in. It's. Does anyone speak German?
Nay. I hardly speak fucking English by itself.
All I speak's American, unfortunately.
Ah, yes, the known language of American.
What do you want, American?
Take it away, American.
Well, we had some questions for you, and we've been trying to get a hold of you.
Gott in the Himmel. I will be right there! There is the sound of shuffling from inside the cabin. Then the door opens, and a rather short, stocky man, like almost hunched over with a thick, like black and white checkerboard trench coat huddled over him, the big old tote bag, multiple tote bags and other very heavy-looking pieces of carry-on luggage across one shoulder, steps out. You smell a shitload of incense from inside compartment number 3 before he closes the door.
Ooh.
An opium hound? Question mark.
Traveling light, I see.
As I told the conductors, this is all medicinal, what happens in mine cabin. So if you have a problem with the smoke, I suggest moving.
Oh, no, there's no problem with that. I don't care what people smoke or who smokes. That's none of my business. We're trying to, me and my companions here, trying to get to know the people on the train a little bit better. 'Cause how far should I put this?
I don't know, how
Anyone?
far should you put this?
I
Anyone?
turn around to my compatriots.
Yeah.
My out of character vibe would be we use the dead body as a trump card if he doesn't want to be cooperative.
Yes,
So if he doesn't respond to this, we could always be like, it's a good thing there's a doctor on board because XYZ.
Yes, sorry, I just wasn't here for the first couple minutes, so I'm
Oh no, you're fine.
tad lost.
It's all good.
I'll just
Why
go
do we want to talk to him again?
He's
He's
the
the
one
last
person not
person.
accounted for.
Right. Okay.
Maybe ask if he's been in this train, in his cabin, like, since we started. Like, you know. Has he just been smoking opium this whole time? But don't ask it like that.
Alright, well, essentially there have been some goings-on the train, and we're just wanting to know if you've been in your cabin since getting on the train. It
Yeah.
definitely smells like you have, but I always prefer to ask than assume.
Your sense of smell is correct, American.
So,
If you
haven't
need
left
someone
your car
to-
even once?
If you need someone to double check my statement, the train is very narrow. People would have seen me coming and going.
Oh, no, trust me. I believe you. Just like to make sure that I can understand you properly. As you might have guessed, dumb American can't always understand people.
Yeah.
What kind of doctor are you?
I have. That is a complicated question. Let me just say I am proficient in multiple fields, only some of which are medicinal.
A man of science.
Well, now I'm very curious.
I'm sure you
What
are,
did-
but I am
what
not curious enough to spend time with filthy Americans.
Oh, trust me, I'm the only American. They're not. I can wait in the hall if it makes a difference.
Are
Is
you
Silver
sure you
Nova American?
Are you sure you don't want to get to know an American a little bit better? And Sybil like bats her eyelashes.
Are you going to try and roll to seduce this man? This is the first time I've ever had someone roll to seduce. Let's go!
Roll to seduce.
It is time to ball.
And I will roll my human die. Because my
Okay.
whole job is being a hot socialite.
Okay.
Let's fucking go.
5.
Okay, my failure dice was 4, so...
Yeah!
While I have a partner, if you are so insistent on knowing people from the train, I can spare maybe a few minutes.
I'm just a little curious about the different fields of medicine. It's so out of my wheelhouse.
Mostly biology, human, animal, studying of how parts work in people, that sort of thing.
Oh, fascinating.
Did you know that technically you only need one kidney?
I didn't, but that's incredible to know. How long can you survive with only one kidney?
A very long time, actually.
Oh, interesting. This is the genuinely Sybil seems incredible. Like she's like, holy shit, this is incredibly exciting news. Fascinating. What else can you live without?
Oh my god.
Yeah. No one knows what the appendix does.
Really?
I intend to find out, but for the meantime, all my studies have been fruitless.
Huh. I see. Why do we have one then? Sybil distracted from the
Yeah.
distracted from the murder by the wonders of the human body.
God.
Well, this is all well and good. Miss Cordova, I believe there were some other questions
Yes,
we
other
had.
question. I'm out of character. I'm sorry. I'm like Okay, so this man's been
No,
in
you're
here this
good.
entire time.
Yes.
We know he's a doctor. I'm trying to think through if there's anything else we can stand to ask him
Besides the trump card?
besides the trump card.
Yeah.
I mean, we could ask if he has any experience with pathology to go off on the, the wounds are, like, infected and all that. Or he's not missing any equipment, is he? Because, like, cauterized stab wounds? That sounds really
that's really smart.
specific.
Out of curiosity, you are a doctor. I don't suppose anyone's bothered you for your services or anything like that since you got on the train, or I don't suppose any of your tools may be missing?
Not with the both of those. I have been up until now undisturbed in my cabin. And as my luggage has been with me, I can assure you that no one besides me has touched it.
Okay.
So, you didn't check in any of your luggage in the luggage compartment?
Why would I?
Smart man.
Yeah, they're a little weird about checking your luggage up there. It's kind of strange, actually.
They just throw it all haphazardly somewhere, and that is very dangerous for medical equipment.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it is. Odd for such a expensive train for them to be so careless about luggage.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that about answers everything we wanted to know, I think. Thank you for your time, sir. We really appreciate it.
Why?
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 Yeah. I can assume this is not merely a social call, simply getting to know people who are on the train. No one knows and no one cares enough to do that, even on the Orient Express. Where was I? Where have my tools been the whole time? Those are very specific kinds of questions. So I ask again, why?
Oh, because of the goings-on.
Which are...
You really want to know?
I do not like having my time wasted.
So,
Would you be amenable to providing your medical expertise about a particular issue?
Listen, it happens to all sorts of men. This is something that's perfectly natural. I can assure you that she would have seen it too.
Nathaniel.
Nothing to do with my spine, anyway.
So Nathaniel crouches down to get like eye level with this guy.
Sorry.
He like hunches down.
Hunches
like
I just
down.
imagined the fucking meme of how to talk to short people.
Let me just pick him up instead, and we'll whisper to him that way.
God, no.
no.
Dead bodies.
Take me to it.
If you insist.
Ride or die, let's go.
Let's go.
Our new friend Ludwig.
All right. You escort Ludwig Stocker through the red car and the dining car over to the green car where Clinton York's cabin is. I'm assuming you unlock the door for him.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
No, we make him stand
Break
there.
in.
Yeah. All right. Now picture the dead body with theater of the mind. Yeah. As the conductor of the green car just looks up from a newspaper at you, smells the air. He still kind of smells of incense. Stares at Ludwig as he heads into the cabin, and immediately starts examining Clinton York's body.
So I take it not your first time seeing a dead body?
Please. I have seen many dead bodies. Some of them I have caused. We're not going to talk about those anymore.
Sybil looks has never been more interested.
Oh my god.
Very particular knife wounds. Very big, almost immediately cauterized, and yet there is still signs of infection. Not a perfect cleaning then, but something would have had to have, obviously caused the burning.
Yes.
So there's no tool in your experience that would have caused something so specialized?
Nothing I would have on hand as a doctor.
Anything you have on hand not as a doctor?
On hand, not as a doctor. Perhaps, but, like I said, my tools have remained in my luggage this whole time. Which means someone else must have the particular kind of tool that must have murdered this man. Forgive me, I am speaking in vagaries because there is still so much I do not know. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just had another medical question about the body. So, there is infection, but the wounds were closed by the heat. Cauterized was word, yes. Does that mean that the person was infected beforehand, or did I misunderstand? It just was not completely cauterized or something.
Let me put it this way. I'm not sure what the English word for it is. Stasis might be what they are cutting. Whatever was used to stab him was not a clean instrument, and thus carried the source of infection. However, it cauterized at the same time, thus catching this major infection and holding it in these wounds. It will not spread, but it is there.
Well,
Yeah. This is a medical impossibility at worst, and curiosity at best. He opens up one of his big old zipped up luggage bags and starts rummaging through it, muttering to himself in German.
okay.
There is much I do not know, which is why you are going to help me run some tests.
Okay.
Now, I warn you, these are not standard medical procedures. These go beyond what is established as the realm of science.
Ooh.
And using them, well, is risky.
Well, it's not like he's alive for it to bother him.
Not to him.
Oh, okay.
How would they be risky to us?
Yes, that is a question.
Previous assistants I have had who have used these instruments have not thought the same thoughts afterwards, if that is the right English phrasing for it.
Okay, I'm game.
Interesting.
Alright, so he pulls out a series of various tools, one of which looks like this, it's this 5-leafed herb that looks shaped like a star with red line patterns along the center of each of its leaves. It's a really dark shade of green otherwise. He just holds that out for someone to take.
Sybil takes it.
Alright. And then, I'm just looking for where the tools are real quick. He takes out a book, which has various runes engraved on the hardcover of it, holds it out.
Woo! Sybil takes this too.
Of course.
Vincent just sort of delicately takes the herb from her.
Like Sybil, like holding the herb, holds up scary book. Sybil grabs the book as Valentine grabs the herb from her.
Yeah. And lastly, he pulls out what looks to be like a primitive electronic device. It's handheld with like a dial unmarked with several different marks along it. Kind of like a Geiger counter, but it's got no numbers on it, and like one big hand arrow that can go swing back and forth measuring it, with 2 small coils at the tip of it, and a little bit of wire tying the tips of the coils together, and he holds that out.
Nathaniel grabs it.
Alright, so I need you to use these and then report back what they say to me. Now, these things are very loud and very dangerous sometimes, so you might need to find somewhere secluded or quiet, somewhere where too many people will not see the same things and start asking questions. The herb, you must burn. It is called, I believe, an EMF meter. You must flick switch on the back and then read. The book, you open.
Okay.
Uh,
And you want us to not do this around the body?
Don't do this around the body. That will make them go, how do you say, haywire.
this is all a little bit excessive, isn't it?
This is the only way I can be sure of what we are dealing with.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, we do have our own cabin. I would think that would at least be private enough.
If you think
Right?
that will work and not cause disturbances, then that perhaps is your best bet. With any luck, we can have this figured out before we reach Vienna.
This procedure doesn't tend to be particularly loud, does it? Hopefully not.
It is attention-getting.
We could always ask Honshu if we could use his train.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's a good point.
Concho. Concho. He swears in German. You have a connection to this Concho?
Yep.
No, we
Really?
don't really consent to it, but I.
Incidental.
In the sense that he's on this train.
I'm getting very mixed answers here. I do not like having my time wasted. Please tell me, what have you been doing with Concho?
He's why we're investigating the dead body.
That's not true. Okay, that's incorrect. We were
That's a
investigating the
stretch.
body before, because we were all associates of Clinton York. Khonshu is involved in whatever it is that got this man killed.
Yep, and our lead to find what he wants through the dead body. I couldn't care less if he's dead.
My God. If Concho is involved, this cannot be good.
Why?
Do you know him?
Unfortunately.
Personally?
I have unfortunately run into him several times before. I would prefer not to do that again.
So, you mentioned you have number of doctorates. You wouldn't happen to specialize in some sort of, I don't know, like what's the word? Archaeology or anything like that? Study of ancient things?
Go ahead and roll to try and pry that out of Ludwig.
Sure. I got a 5.
5. I do dabble in history. History that mankind often glosses over, because that is where you can find some particularly interesting parts. Interesting and, well, frankly, disturbing. Khonshu travels in those same circles, and if he is on this train, interested in something on this train, well, in the simplest terms, that is very, very bad.
You believe he will use this for ill?
He will use it for himself, and often that is for ill.
Ah.
This, this Clinton York, the dead man in front of us, he got something from Khonshu, yes?
Yep.
Yes. Money in exchange for an artifact.
Whatever artifact is worth more than money to Khonshu is worth thousands and thousands of dead men.
Well, that's not good news.
Here's a question before we go to figure out these tests. You say you've had involvement with Khonshu. Does he know you? Like, would he recognize you?
Yes.
I think maybe one of us should stick around you,
Yeah.
just to be safe.
That would be advisable.
One of us should stick around with you, and I don't think we should actually do these tests in Khonshu's private car.
Yes.
Does sound so.
that is strongly advisable.
Well-
Listen, I'm not really one for this supernatural stuff, so I can stick around if you want.
Okay. It's it's fine. I'm cute. I can get away with making a disturbance.
If you say so.
What? Do you not think I'm cute?
No, I think you look nice. I'm married though. Stop
Lucky
it.
lady then.
I
All right. Godspeed to all of you. Let us hope it is something simple we are dealing with.
Let's hope.
can only hope.
Right. So, Englishmen, if we are to avoid trouble, unlike the rest of the group, I would suggest going somewhere very public with many eyes on us.
Go get a drink, it's paid for. Go get dinner or something. This is a dining car.
You know what? I could do with a drink for once.
And regrettably must remain sober, but a meal would be nice, yes.
Right, water it is.
Go make some friends.
All right.
Socialize.
Go be social.
Go be social.
Gregarious.
And so, Dominic and Ludwig head out to the dining car.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm
I
getting a
have-
meal.
Oh my god. Okay, I had thought there are multiple sources of professional music on this train, yes?
Yes,
That
that's
have been
true.
pretty loud, yes?
That's a very good point. Yes.
How close was that one band to our the compartment?
Well,
I wonder
compartment's
how
away.
loud. But they were playing like loud enough that it was heard out in the hall and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
It's a very good point. I mean, if they're still playing, that's probably a pretty good noise buffer.
Yeah. At least some cover up.
Definitely.
Yes. I wouldn't want to try any of the other luggage carts because, well, the train master and conductor and all those. Not too friendly from what you two mentioned.
We could take him if need be, but better safe to avoid that eventuality.
That would be last resort, I think, yes.
We're gonna do all three of these outside the Spring Nation band, because when I think of lighting an herb on fire,
Oh, no, I mean in our compartment, which is
Oh,
close enough to their compartment where the music goes out into the
really?
corridor, yes?
Yes.
Sorry, I was...
that makes sense. Yeah, I think we should be okay. Or at least I
Oh.
think we'll have to risk it.
Yeah. Here is a question. So the connections between the cars, are they like open or are they covered? Because it could go either way. Like,
They're covered.
okay. Probably not worth trying to get out of the more populated areas. And probably not worth going outside. Just open the window.
Just open the window.
Okay.
Alright.
Wait,
Let's
so you
do
just opened the book?
science!
Sure. This is certainly a type of science, I suppose.
It seems so.
Okay, I guess we're gonna head on off to our car, to our
All
cabin,
right.
which is near the Spring Nation band.
Lock the door, open the windows, maybe, some of the noise will go out that way,
The band's not
Oh.
playing.
Oh,
E.
Yeah, their practice has stopped for right now.
Do you want to try and get them to start playing again?
That's a good idea.
Well, you and I have enough money to grease palms, yes?
Yes, exactly. I can go, maybe see if I can talk them into
Make a request.
make a request. Yes, I'll do that.
Sybil seems very just like, Sybil puts down the book.
We'll be here
Okay.
when you get back.
Okay. I mean, here's the thing, if I ask them to play, I'm probably gonna have to stay there. It would be rude to be like, hey, would you play this music? And then I just turn around and leave.
I mean, you could just say that you want to have some nice ambiance in your room and you can hear it from here.
That's fair. I guess I'll go try. We'll see how it goes. If the music plays and I don't come, and if it seems like music's really hitting a crescendo and I haven't come back, just proceed with science without me. All right,
You got it.
off I go for music.
All right. Sybil, you head over to the jazz band's car, knock on the door. It slides open after a few seconds, revealing several young men and women, a bunch of Americans, it looks like, all dressed in pretty fancy-looking three-piece suits. The one at the door is a young, pretty conventionally attractive 20, 30-something who is just groggily rubbing her eyes, tilting up a fedora, squinting at you. Can I help you, babe?
Oh no, a pretty person has called me babe. My weakness.
Oh no.
Oh no. I just wanted to say I have been hearing your music and you have sounded just absolutely lovely. I was actually
At least some will
wondering
think so.
why would anyone not think so? You're amazing.
I mean, I know that, but these high society types seem to prefer opera and crap like that.
Sybil does like a wave of her hand. I've seen plenty of opera and it's not nearly as interesting.
Right? People try to describe some Nibelungen stuff to us, and it just sounds boring as hell.
I'm not all about that. I'm actually a pretty big fan of jazz.
Really?
Yes. I'm Sybil Cordova. I'd shake your hand, but you are looking through a door at me, so I can't shake
I
your
am,
hand,
yes.
unfortunately.
Mabel Campbell, by the way. Pleasure to meet you.
Mabel Campbell, pleasure to meet you. I've actually spent a good amount of time over in the States, hearing jazz all over the place. Big fan, actually.
Well, nice to hear we got at least one fan on this train.
Yes. This may seem a little weird, but, as much as the high society types are fun and all, as much as I enjoy some dry conversation and having pretty French ladies tease me, I was thinking, this might sound a little odd, but I would really love to hear another song if you had a minute.
Well, much appreciated, but right now is time for our siesta, babe.
Are you sure I can't convince you to maybe just one more song?
Well, what have you got that's worth more than a siesta?
Well, maybe. So you probably haven't heard, but the Cordovas happen to be we tend to be rather wealthy patrons of the arts, actually.
Are you?
Yes, very. So one might say I'm asking for. Well, let's just say I'm not just offering a sympathetic ear, as it were.
And, would the Cordova's friend, Mr. Hamilton, happen to be on hand?
Mr. Hamilton.
You know, got a pretty green face, looks to the left a whole lot. Mr. Hamilton and a couple of his closest friends.
Mr. Hamilton, a couple of his closest friends, maybe hanging around me for the night. If, I think you'd like to hear a song or two, though.
I'd very much love to visit with Mr. Hamilton and discuss the terms of that arrangement, yes.
Sybil's like, well, kind of pops open her little purse. Whoop.
Mabel takes the money, looks it over, gives it a sniff. I'll see if I can make the boys up.
Thank you.
All right. Door slides closed. About a minute passes, and then you hear the sound of some very groggy jazz instruments warming up.
Let's go.
Yeah! Excellent. All right, I did it. I
right.
guess I will head on back.
All right.
There's an occult book waiting just for you.
Yes, there's a book waiting for me. I'll be in my car listening, but just know I intend to come back.
I'm sure you do, babe.
She called me babe.
Ah, yes. A single woman in a car with three other strange men.
Oh, I should have counted. There were a lot of men in that car. There's Mabel. There's a guy with the trumpet. There's a guy with the piano. There's a guy on the drums, and then there's a woman on the bass. There's another dude on the guitar, and another woman with a saxophone. There's like 7 people and their instruments all piled into one car.
Sybil has
Jesus
a brief
Christ.
moment of being torn between her love of musicians and her love of the occult before understanding that deep in her soul, hot cult shit does win every time, but it is more of a struggle than usual.
Clown car, Jesus.
An actual clown car in
They
there.
fit a whole ass piano into a train car.
Love that for them.
Love that for them. God, Sybil, walks back in, kind of closes the door as the music starts.
She called me babe.
Congratulations.
Oh, right.
Hands book back.
Alright, well, let's give this a bit of,
Waiting for the music.
I think, give the boys a bit to, wake up a little bit, but I think we should be safe to do some science.
All right.
Great. Sort of goes over to the window, pops it open. Gets out lighter. Just whenever we're ready to go, I'll start.
Just the music. Is the music actually picking up? Just making sure that it is.
The music can be heard throughout the green car.
Okay, cool. All right, let's do this. I think all at once for the sake of getting it all. Do we do it all at once for getting it all the way?
I will tell you right now, each of these will require an insight roll from everyone who's in the car witnessing.
Okay.
All right.
Can't wait for all 3 of us to go insane.
You smoked the herb and went insane!
Oh no. This is what these Dare commercials were all about. Alright, I guess herb first, since that seems like it'll take the longest, so my team will kind of run the lighter under it and toke up.
Alright. Yeah. You hold the lighter under the herb. It takes a little bit, but eventually the herb gets a little bit of fire on it, and the fire touches one of the red lines on the herb, quickly just spreads to the center, spreads to the rest of the herb. Eventually the whole thing is set alight, and it starts just billowing with thick black smoke. And it smells ghastly, it tastes ghastly, it is going everywhere. It tastes like actual rot and decay. It feels like dead bodies are just crawling up and putting the stench of their decay all down your sinuses and taste buds, and it is awful to behold. This is the worst black smoke you've seen ever.
Guess the window was a good call.
I open the window.
Yeah. Some of it is going out the window, but it is very thick and cloying for a while in your car. Everyone, please make an insight check.
Yes, sir.
Have fun.
Oh boy.
All right.
A 1.
A 1.
6.
Okay.
Oh no.
Great. So, Nathaniel, what was your insight at before?
I was at a 3.
Okay. Well, congratulations. You and Valentine are fine. Sybil, you do not have good experiences with smoke. This is not bringing up good times for you. Go ahead and bump up your insight, please.
Cool. 2, baby.
2. Let's go.
Well,
You know,
I don't
it's-
like.
It's in character.
Well, I don't like this scent. I don't see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Maybe we should have asked what we were getting out of this, other than it smelling bad.
We have to do all the steps. Come on, come on, come on.
Okay,
There's a brief
okay.
pause in the jazz music, and you hear Mabel call, "Damn, what y'all got over there?"
Trust me, you don't want it.
Alright.
Only the dankest of Kush.
The jazz music resumes.
Sybil cracks open the book.
Alright. The book inside is blank. And then it flips to a new page, and a new page, and a new page, all by itself. And it just starts inking itself in. A whole bunch of interconnected runes that look to be, you somehow know instinctively, like by this tap in the back of your mind, even if you aren't familiar with it before. Old Norse runes, and they just all start writing and gathering until they collapse into the shape of a ring spinning around, eternally eating itself. And then the runes burst out from the ring, forming the shape of a tree that starts collapsing under the weight of fire, and then the book slams shut by itself. Clearly there's some eldritch fuck shit going on with that book, so I'm gonna have everyone make another insight check.
Yay!
Oh, it's unfortunate. Maybe I should have just used my dice cards.
Unfortunate.
5.
Okay. Great, you're all a little crazier now.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to bring any dice into the house, so I just have my set of playing cards that are a d6 that I shuffle.
Nice.
That gave me an ace. The bot gave me a 6.
The bot is rude.
Bot is rude.
All right, switch flippy time.
Yeah.
Okay. You flip the switch. You hear the whirring of electricity and just this hum and buzz that fills the air, but otherwise the needle on the little meter on this device does not move. It just detects nothing. You move the device around, it detects nothing. You hear a knock at the door, someone asking, Mesdames et Messieurs? You point the device at the door, and then BAM! The glass window on the door of your compartment just bursts outwards, and the electricity stops.
Oh. Fuck! Okay.
So,
The jazz music also
Okay.
stops.
fucking jazz music stops. Okay. Valentine is using various papers or whatever, just trying to get the fucking smoke out of the window as much as possible, and just was there someone out there? Check on that.
Sybil pokes her head out of the car.
Hi.
You poke your head out, and you see, as I scroll up to the list of names again, because there's a lot, Mademoiselle Marine Lagarde, who's the conductor of the green car, slumped back against the wall of the train, clutching at her face. There looks to be some blood between her fingers, and a lot of broken glass on her side of the door.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 Hang on! I'm gonna go get the doctor.
All right. So some black smoke, by the way. A lot of it has gone out the window. Some has gone out the door now that it's open and is in the train car. Meanwhile, we're gonna go deal with what Dominic and the doctor were doing in the dining car.
We're just clinking our water together.
Clinking water together. The doctor is just staring at his water glass, not really drinking from it. He is noshing on some appetizers, though.
Oh, lovely. Are you handling this so well?
Me? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. What about you?
I'm alright.
He leans across the table to stare into your eyes.
I'm slightly perturbed from all this talk. Now, look, I'm always after a scoop, but I feel like I'm reaching a personal limit here.
I find the journalists have a very difficult job these days. They often go looking for answers and hate what they have to find.
Well, it's kind of something you've got to grow thick skin to, so, I'm sure he'll be fine.
How thick is your skin, journalist?
Just awkwardly adjust tie. I mean, I'm from Scotland, so probably paper thin.
Then I am very sorry for what likely might happen.
Just why'd I stare at him like, you're just gonna leave it at that?
Yes.
You're a very interesting individual.
I get that a lot.
Would you mind if I wrote about you, if I write about this?
Do not.
I will put you as anonymous.
Don't even do that.
I will cross your name out.
People are a lot better at looking at redacted things than you seem to think.
I will put your name in parentheses.
That's even worse! What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to find a workaround on this.
Let me put it this way. You're in search of the truth. That is not always the best option.
I learned that the hard way many times.
Alright, so, things that are going on in the dining car around you, just so I can set the scene a little bit. Mannheim is still here, looking very nervous, glancing from side to side, still wondering where the hell is Clinton York. We have 2 stops in, surely he would have met me by now. 2 of the Serbians are at their table, drinking some wine, boisterously talking between each other. Julian Coquelin is running back and forth underneath tables, bouncing a ball around. The Madame Coquelin is nowhere to be found. Yvette and Rita still gossiping as per usual. You don't think you've ever seen them go back to their cabin this whole time?
Oh, they sure will later.
Yeah. Magnus and Alicia Schaefer still at their table, getting some dessert, a very fancy-looking baked Alaska. And it is right about now when you hear the loud sound of breaking glass from the green car.
Just looks up. Have they broken something already?
I should have said to be careful where you point the EMF reader. I'm
gonna go check on them.
All right. you run to the door to the green car just as Sybil is running from the door to the green car to the dining car.
Doctor, someone's been hurt!
Of course they have.
What did you do?
Run!
Alright.
I left you for 1 minute!
It was longer than that.
I left you for multiple minutes!
Sybil just gives Dominic a look like, do you fucking mind? You
Yeah.
did not just see the shit we saw. Fuck off. Like, she's like dead serious, like, no, fuck you, let's go.
Okay, so, you head into the green car. Some black smoke is still in there. People from the dining car are staring inside. There's just like this big collective gasp as they mutter amongst themselves. Mannheim in particular looks very alarmed, getting up, swearing in German, and running in the opposite direction of the smoke. The Serbians stare and then see Mannheim run. One of them gets up and walks in the same direction after him, calling after him in German.
That's not ominous.
Yeah. Ludwig sees the poor conductor with a face that has been cut by broken glass, kneels down, starts pulling out some disinfectant, some gauze, other medical equipment to go treat the injury.
Woo, thank you.
He's doing it one-handed, the other hand is waving smoke away from his nostrils. Can you open some more windows, please?
Yeah, Val will kind of like close the door of I mean the window's still busted, but
Yep.
maybe close the door so less smoke goes out in the hall, more goes out the window. Maybe like shove something up against the door. Yeah.
Nathaniel will kind of try and open whatever windows are in just the main car section.
Alright. As you do so, a young woman who I don't believe you have met before or seen personally gets out of her car, sees the smoke, immediately plugs her nose and starts helping open some windows.
Oh my word.
Sybil's like, I feel like, doesn't say this because we're surrounded by people. It's like, really? This was more of a disturbance than I expected. This is a bit of an understatement.
Few minutes.
Alright. That should do it. Nothing fatal. Most unfortunate that it has happened a few days before your retirement, madame, but you should be fine once we get to a proper hospital in Vienna.
Woo.
Yeah. Marine nods, says something in French. Those of you who speak even a little bit of French hear something along the lines of, I'm going to go let the people in the locomotive know, and heads out in the direction of the private car. You can assume that the locomotive is past that way.
Okay, cool.
Right. Any other crazy stuff we should know about now?
I don't know if we should be discussing this in the hallway.
Discussing what in the hallway? Asks the woman.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize she was still there. Fuck.
She hasn't moved. She's still working on getting the remnants of smoke out.
Oh, God.
Discussing elements for this article I'm writing.
Roll a dice to try and get away with that bold-faced lie, please.
With the goofiest little fuck shit up
You're a
smile.
journalist. You should also roll your
Oh, true.
occupation die because
Yeah, oh fuck.
do journalism things. You're
Yeah, let's go! 2 6s!
Oh my god.
Why is this run cursed with so many 6s? Jesus fuck.
I know!
Do you want to know the funniest part?
What?
My failure die was also a 6.
Incredible.
Alright. So, the woman just stares at you after such a bold-faced lie. And as you grin and hold your grin to make it look more believable, some smoke goes up your nose and you too smell the stench of death and rot from within. Go ahead and make an insight check for me, please.
Insight check, yes. Not the smell again.
Oh no.
All right, your insight's now 4.
Yay!
Woo.
Woo.
It's like he's trying to keep this grin, and then just like, excuse me. Just starts choking. Sorry, allergies.
I see, says the woman, not fully believing it, but not really wanting to push the issue any further because she doesn't want to deal with this any more than she has to. Well, let us hope there are no more explosions of that type. Always unnerving to hear in train travel.
Yeah, don't fucking say.
Oh yeah, trust me, not doing that again.
Of course. If you will excuse me. She walks back to her cabin and shuts the door.
Okay, well. Maybe we should move.
That might help, yeah.
Yes. Let's move.
Whereabouts?
Where? Maybe Dr. Starker's, cabin? That would be my suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you insist, I am afraid there is not much room for you in there, and it will smell.
Can't smell worse than this does.
You're right, it's probably an improvement. Come on, follow me. And you head through the cars. Almost everyone who was in the dining car before is still in there, obviously with the exception of one of the Serbians and Leo Mannheim. As you step into the red car and into Dr. Starker's car, it has even more bits of luggage piled high, a lot of which are zipped closed, have locks on them, have some doodles and notes in German written on them. There are several sticks of incense hanging from the ceiling of the car, burning full blast. It smells very strongly of incense, once again.
I gotta ask. I don't suppose you carry a lot of stinky herbs and that's why you're using the incense?
That is the reason, yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Good. Love that.
So aside from exploding the window, how did it go?
Well!
Well, do share.
Death stench, smoke, runes, and explosion.
Yeah, the book produced some runes, which eventually became a serpent, which then became a tree, which then became fire, and, yeah! I think you were correct about this being something very serious.
But the device, it did not point all the way to the right. It stayed on the left.
It did jack shit till it exploded.
He starts thinking, sits on the one chair that is available in this cabin. He sits there thinking for like a solid minute. Scheisse.
Is it... What does that mean?
Yes, that is German for, what is the English word?
I gathered,
Shit.
I gathered that! My concern is the device.
Oh, the device, that's just what it does. It is experimental. It is, unwieldy when close to glass.
I see. And what does that mean that it didn't react at all?
Well, you see, I put 3 because, I need the evidence in tandem. You see, just the device could tell me any number of things, but depending on what the herb burned with and what was in the book, that narrows things down considerably. So, the book had runes, and I could see the herb was black, black with smoke, but the device worked as intended.
it worked as intended by not reacting at all and then exploding a window?
Well, it worked as intended by not detecting anything, and that is a side effect which is very unfortunate, and I'm trying to get rid of that, but right now that is the device I have.
Right.
You work with the tools you have and not the ones you want, often, in this field.
Don't I know that?
Okay, well, so this herb could have burned as something else then?
Yeah.
I see.
Lucky
Yeah.
us.
For instance, if it was something that the herb could not detect, the smoke would have been, how you say, normal.
So what exactly do you think it detected then?
Let's see. The smoke is black. There were runes of some kind, and no detection on the device.
Norse, you said, wasn't it? Something like that, you thought?
Yes.
Norse. Oh, scheiße.
What now?
This artifact, Khonshu has you after. What is it?
Jeweled egg.
Jeweled egg.
Oh no.
Oh no, what?
I believe it was not a man who killed your Clinton York, or rather, not the blade of a man.
No.
I believe it was a dragon.
Dragons are real?
Unfortunately.
There are
No,
three types of people in this world.
Right, very funny, Doctor.
Germans are not known for their senses of humor.
Oh, well, are they also known for wasting people's time?
I don't.
You
After
have wasted
what
a lot of my time. I am not so petty as to do that in revenge.
we saw,
Then explain.
I wouldn't say
Simple.
this was time.
Simple. It is a very thick, what we thought to be a knife mark. Yes, one that had to have been very hot in order to cause cauterization, but also diseased. A dragon's claw would do that. Or perhaps a dragon's fang if one were brave or fool enough to get that.
Please, please entertain me with the fact or the method of how a dragon can fit on a train!
That I am not
What
so
is that?
sure of. But
Right.
I know it to be close. Because its egg is here.
Oh. Ah.
Oh.
I was thinking like a chicken egg or something!
So these dragons, this is hypothetically they could hide as humans then, or not? Hopefully not.
Not the ones I know. This may be the Orient Express, but we are very far from the east. So no, not those types of dragons.
Well, that is good at the very least.
Okay, so
my-
let me get this straight. Man brings on, I'm guessing a dragon egg is what you're telling me. Trades dragon egg for money. Dragon kills man, takes money, egg goes missing.
I am not a murder theorist, but I would assume if one was fool enough to carry a dragon egg, one would meet his end by a tool of the dragon.
Then how come Khonshu isn't dead?
Does he have the egg?
He
No.
had the egg.
For how long?
Not long, only a few minutes.
He was given the egg in exchange for the money, and then a couple minutes later, the case with the egg was gone.
Yeah, but the case was taken. Okay, consider. We can assume that Mr. York probably had the briefcase with the money, and was stabbed, presumably stabbed because this dragon would think that he had the case with the egg in it, but he didn't have the egg, he had gold. So dragon goes to Khonshu, and Khonshu is doing his business, so he's not in the room. So the dragon just takes the egg and leaves, I guess. Maybe. It is
Well,
weird that he
it's-
did.
Sorry.
Weird that he didn't go for Khonshu, but
And so now we're left with a dragon with its egg, an arms dealer with his arms, and someone else who wants them.
Oh my god, we're actually entertaining this.
Oh no, I'm not entertaining this. I'm just simply going along because I want to just get this done.
What is
you
What
saw
is your
the
other theory?
runes, Nathaniel.
And
You saw the runes. I don't know about you, but there's some weird shit on this train.
of course there is. There's weird shit everywhere.
Listen, if the man says it's a dragon, I'll accept there's a dragon. If I see the dragon, neat. If I don't see the dragon and there ends up being a more reasonable explanation, cool. But at the time, Sybil holds up the book.
Oh, yes, I would like that back, please.
Yes, Sybil holds it up. Eldritch bullshit. Anything is possible.
You know
Passes
what?
it-
I am willing to entertain this on a metaphorical sense. And if it turns out there is a dragon, I'm gonna be the fucking most famous man in Scotland. And I don't know if I like that or not.
So, we do know at least one thing. The dragon is still on the train, otherwise the herb would not have reacted the way that it did. Am I correct in assuming this?
That is correct.
Why would the dragon stay on the train if it had the egg?
Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's biding its time.
Maybe the dragon didn't take the egg. Maybe someone else did, and that's why the dragon is still here.
Makes sense.
Oh, the
How
question
would
is
a
where's it
dragon
hiding?
hide? Yes.
And that question
How big
too.
are they?
The dragons I have seen were juvenile, and even then, they were the size of a tiger, a very big tiger. If it is an adult dragon, that would be very difficult to hide on a train.
Maybe assume tiger size then, since we're on a train.
Maybe. Either it would be, I don't know, only thing I could think of would be it on the roof of or something, or it made itself scarce in, I don't know, one of the luggage cars? You'd think it wouldn't bother with the locomotive, right?
Would it be possible for it to hide in one of the cabins?
Tiger size? I mean, maybe.
Perhaps.
If we are dealing with a juvenile, theoretically, it would have to get past the staff, who would, see it move into a cabin.
Have the French girls gone back to their cabin at all?
No. Not that we've seen.
I'm gonna go find their cabin.
Oh. Okay.
Well, entertaining the idea. If it's getting around someplace, the roof isn't a bad idea because whoever or whatever stabbed York likely did open his window because when I tried to get out the window, it was already open.
Ah, that's right.
So, if something vaguely tiger-sized is sneaking around the train, any open windows are likely where it is. But on the ideas that we have a situation where everyone has each other's suitcases, there is one group actively tearing through the suitcases in the luggage department, looking for likely either the gold or the dragon egg.
Didn't you mention that one of the suitcases, it had a Norse name on it?
I couldn't tell you what the name was, but it had a
Skjordisen or
3x...
something like that?
Maybe.
Huh.
Had a complicated lock on it, though, is all I know.
And there was the same sigil. I think you described it sounds similar to what Sybil said with the or what
The
we
tree.
saw with the tree and the fire.
It matches, yes.
Yes.
That sounds like our egg to me.
Well then, it seems my idea of knocking a few heads around isn't so far-fetched after all.
Maybe we just try to see if we can get the dragon its egg back, and we hope
Yeah.
it leaves.
Yeah. Agreed. Egg
Worth a
first, and
try.
maybe we could. Yeah.
So in that case, to the luggage compartment.
How
To
are
the
we
luggage
gonna?
compartment.
How are we going to get it away from the Serbs in the luggage compartment, assuming they're still fucking around in the luggage compartment?
As I said, time to
not
knock
here
around a
for-
few heads.
That and they're not here for whatever artifact, right? They're just
They're
here
here for the gold. Yeah,
Or the guns.
presumably. Gold or guns,
Well,
yes.
I think they're
If-
here for the guns.
If we were to assume, based on the list that we found, it was egg for gold, gold for guns, guns for whatever they brought.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, I didn't see our gunman owner in the dining car when we passed back through.
Yeah, I didn't see him either. Where did Mr. Mannheim go?
He's still there in the dining car.
Mr. Mannheim? Like Leo Mannheim?
He is not.
I think.
Nope.
Oh,
No.
well.
He moved.
Listen, there's too many characters.
It's okay, there's a lot, I get it.
There's a lot to keep track of. That's why I made the list. Leo Mannheim moved in the direction of the red car, so towards the baggage
Oh, he
cars.
did move. All right.
And he was being followed.
Okay.
Followed by one of the Serbians. All right.
Okay,
Sounds like that's where the party is happening.
I guess, well, I guess I don't mind being fashionably late to a party.
All right. So, as you all get ready to go back towards the luggage compartment, the brakes on the train squeal to a slow, steady stop. The train has made it to Vienna. Next stop, Belgrade. And before we address what that might mean, let's take a break. We're gonna get hydrated, we're gonna go to the bathroom, all that fancy stuff, and when we come back, the continuing mystery of what happened on the Orient Express. See you all in a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Bye-bye.
Bye!
Hello and welcome back to Last Stop, an adventure on the Orient Express. Speaking of stopped, as our heroes were about to investigate the luggage car for, you know, all sorts of mysteries and wrongdoings that seem to be going on back there, the train had stopped at its second, if we're not counting Paris, stop of the trip, which is in Vienna. So, now stopped in the heart of Austria, some more passengers are just out and about, going to and from some of the cars, talking to each other, and I'm assuming you're just going right past them towards the luggage cars.
Yep.
Yep.
Good, because at this point, the conductor of the red car is busy helping other passengers into and out of their seats, so he is not there to stop you.
Hey, nice.
All right. So, in the first of the luggage cars, it looks much the same as when Sybil and Nathaniel first looked around it. The luggage that was rummaged through still looks kind of rummaged through.
I see. Well, time to see if our little Norse package is still here.
Yep, let's look around.
All right. Are you investigating the first car?
I can't remember. Was it the first or second car that we saw?
It was the
in?
second one.
We're going to the second one.
All right.
Yeah.
You head into the second car. There's actually no sign of the train master who was here before, so you get in unyelled at, which is
Sick.
a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
There are some more rummaged through suitcases in here, but most of them look to have been slammed and sealed shut from when you last came in and one of the Serbians was looking through it. The Norse package is still in here.
Okay. Gonna grab that.
All right. It's pretty heavy.
I'm not going to grab that.
I will grab that.
Thanks.
And eventually you just grab it, no problem. You're used to carrying heavy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Sybil goes to lift it and it doesn't budge even a small amount.
Not even a little bit.
Just reaches over, picks up package with civil attached.
Yeah.
Hooray!
All right.
Well, that was surprisingly easy.
Yeah, if we can just find our dragon.
Any more looking around this car you want to do?
Yes,
Yes.
I believe so, because, well, we've still not encountered Mr. Mannheim or any of the other Serbians yet. So I'm
You
curious
haven't.
as to whether there are any signs of, I don't know, scuffle or other sort of... Yes. So yes, looking around.
Mm.
Okay, go ahead and roll that for me, please.
Okay.
Let's investigate.
I got a 5.
5, nice, okay. So, you take a look around for any signs of Mannheim or the Serbians that have been in here. There is, tucked away in one of the corners, a small pool of blood that it looks fresh-ish. Definitely within the hour this popped up. It hasn't fully dried yet. And near said puddle of blood, there's a very, very large suitcase with the locks not fully engaged on it. And along with that suitcase, as you listen to see is anyone hiding in this room, you hear something. The clicking of something.
Oh!
It's from a different suitcase, one that is near the large suitcase.
No, 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 no.
Is that a bomb?
It's alright, Miss Cordova. I'm pretty sure if it was a bomb, somebody would have noticed by this point.
The ticking suitcase does not appear to be locked.
Oh. I will.
Listen, I'm just willing to open it without any questions asked.
Okay.
You know what? Take it away.
You open it up, and it looks like there is a copper tube filled with some kind of powder inside, connected via a series of wires to a metal plate that has a clock on it, slowly ticking down.
I take everything back.
No, would you look at that?
Oh,
Right.
that looks like a bomb.
How
Now-
much longer is on the clock, does it look like?
it's ticking down very slowly, so it
10
looks like it's not
seconds.
set to go off for about an hour, or so maybe a little less.
Right.
How long's the journey supposed to be till we get to our next stop?
You will still be in Vienna by the time this goes off.
Ah,
Now, easy solution to this. We chuck it out the window.
I
We're
think
in the crowded train
we're
station.
in a crowded train station. That
and
being
we will
said,
be for a bit.
Oh, sorry. I thought,
You're in the Vienna station.
sorry, I thought we'd left.
Yeah, no, you're still in
theory-
Vienna.
Alright.
in theory, we're at a train station. There are authorities. In theory, we could alert them to this.
Yeah, right. Easier solution. We chuck it out the window and shout, "Look out! There's a bomb."
Dominic! No!
What?
Abso-fucking-lutely not! We do not throw bombs out windows!
Well, are you a defusal expert?
No, but we can find someone who is!
I
Maybe!
have some experience with electrical engineering.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I found him!
I'm proud.
It was a hobby. I had to do something while I was in London, so I did my engineering degree.
Oh.
But
storied
before,
history.
huh? What?
You have such a storied history.
Rich bored kid.
I understand.
His parents wanted to get rid of him for a while. You know. But
Mom.
that being said, before I do that, and who knows, things might go terribly wrong. The other suitcase, the very large one that is mostly undone. I'm curious.
Yep.
I want to try and open that up somehow.
Alright, you undo the lock in that, and it just kind of swings open, no longer held back by tension. And as it does so, plump, plump, the shoved and bent up body of Leo Mannheim falls out of the suitcase. It looks like it was like twisted up and shoved in there to fit inside.
And that's
Found
about
him.
what I expected.
So,
Does he have any
Wow.
cauterized stab wounds on him?
Nope.
Well, that's
Does he have
good.
any death wound on
Well.
him?
I don't know.
Roll to investigate the body.
That's fine. My favorite. 1 second. 1d6. 3.
Alright. Looks like he was bludgeoned to death. You don't know for sure what kind of instrument did it, but you also notice that his outfit looks like rushed and torn through, like someone robbed him after they murdered him.
Oh.
So, I think those Serbs might have gotten those guns.
Ah.
was about to say, which hypothetical would you prefer? The dragon has a gun, or the Serbs have guns?
The dragon
Dragon.
doesn't need guns.
Oh, of
Dragon
course, my
definitely would
apologies.
prefer a dragon.
It's like he doesn't even know anything about dragons. Oh my gosh.
His claws are too big to pull the trigger.
Oh my gods, we're entertaining this still.
Oh my god, we are.
Says the man holding the suitcase with the dragon egg.
Sorry, there's another dead guy in front of us.
There's a dead guy and a bomb.
could-
I think there are more important things.
Could you help me put him back in the suitcase to zip it up? Because it was it fell on Val since he was holding it open.
Someone helps him put the just casually
Yep.
pushes it back in.
Zip it up.
Just
No,
hold
let
the
it
pressure in until it clicks.
Yeah, it's like you sit on luggage straps exist for a reason.
Yeah.
There's not
So-
one handles a dead body.
This does seem like the kind of thing where if we flagged down the police, at least the train would, not carry the bomb any farther.
Yes, and we would
Yes.
likely be arrested for having a bomb in our possession. Doesn't matter if we report it.
And also multiple dead bodies at this point.
Okay,
Listen, let me take a look at it and see how complex this is.
See how long he's
Okay.
been dead for.
All right.
That's a good question.
How long has he been dead for? Given the blood stain, if it is connected to the late Mr. Mannheim, not long.
All right.
So, as for investigating the bomb, you're an engineer. You can go ahead and add your occupation die and your human die to this.
Thanks. Appreciated. All right, I rolled a 3 and a 5.
Okay, taken to 5. This doesn't look like a professional bomb. Like, whoever made it knew what they were doing, but not to the point of making this, like, masterwork of machinery that no one could possibly hope to unravel. You don't know exactly how to unravel it, but it is not completely incomprehensible. Unfortunately, because you can comprehend it, you notice that there is a lot of black powder inside these copper tubes. So if you mess up with disarming this bomb, and there is a decent chance that will happen, you're not just gonna die. Not just everyone in the baggage cart is going to die. You'd wager at least half the train and everything around it is gonna go up in a flash fire.
No pressure.
And why don't we just throw this in water for the uneducated among us?
We're in the middle of a train station. We're stopped in the train station.
Is it
Right.
raining?
No.
Is it raining?
Is it raining? Is it a little bit of rain will not stop that amount of black powder from going off?
I just thought we could throw it in a puddle or something.
A puddle? A puddle? You thought we could throw these in a puddle?
There's also enough electrical wiring in here that you probably don't want to mess with water too much.
I write on paper. I don't cut wires.
Oh my
Probably
god.
for the best for all of us then. That
Oh my
is the
god.
case.
Sorry. Oh my god, Dominic, have you never dismantled a bomb before?
Oh my god,
you?
he hasn't even defused the bomb before.
Hasn't even defused. Can you believe it?
You two are fascinating.
Okay, serious. Sorry, I make jokes when I'm nervous.
No, same.
It's alright.
Understandable. I can try, but there are no guarantees. I mean, we could just try and get this sorted out double time and find whatever. Well, we have the egg. We could give it back to Khonshu, and the dragon could maybe even perhaps just bump him off. It's not such a bad idea, is it?
Yes, but here is a question. How did the egg get back here? 5 cars down from where it was. Someone else is interested in this.
Somebody took it. Listen, all I am saying is Khonshu wanted either his money or the egg back. We bring him either of those back, it all gets glossed over, everything's fine, hunky-dory dandy, we get off scot-free, hopefully unexploded. We have one of the puzzle pieces to this. We could just give it back to him. And then we would have no issue with calling the authorities, get this evacuated, and all that.
True, but sorry, I'm really thinking about those runes in that book. They seemed very catastrophic. A lot more catastrophic than a bomb on a train.
You're dead, you can't do anything about it. If you could do anything about it at all.
Well, I mean, the doctor seemed a little nervous about Khonshu getting his hands on that egg.
Well, why don't we take the bomb to the good doctor? Maybe the two of you can figure out a way to handle this that isn't going to risk blowing us all to high hell.
I'm not moving it.
That should not be moved.
No.
Sorry, it's not a hack job per se, but it's definitely not it's more of a rush job. I would not want to jostle it even more than the train has already been jostling it. Sorry.
Let's not run around with it.
I suppose.
I mean, could go. I mean, here is what I'm thinking, probability-wise. If we do nothing, bomb goes off. If we, attempt to leave it here, bomb likely goes off. If I try to dismantle it, bomb could go off. However, I could also succeed and it could maybe not go off. I don't want to make this decision, is what I am telling you plainly.
You can hear the door of the baggage compartment open up.
Oh, great!
We
Fuck!
zip up that suitcase real
Yeah.
quick. Just zip.
Yeah. And as you zip up the suitcase, you hear from the front, "Oh, yeah, don't mind me. I'm just looking for my own luggage. You see, it's easy to get lost back here."
Fair enough.
Is this your stop then?
Oh, well, I was hoping it would not be, but so far, so, hang on, 1 second. I've got a nose for something off about this place, and my nose is hearing things. Is that ticking?
My pocket watch.
Sorry, your nose is hearing things?
Your nose is hearing things.
My nose is hearing things, yes, and it's hearing some ticking.
You know what? I appreciate the intuition. Looks to the others.
I'm sorry, I was still stuck on the previous problem. We've jumped to a second problem. My brain is like,
It's my watch.
What? Who are you? What exactly do you do? I'm just curious as to your intuitive nose.
Well, frankly, since we are in this car alone, it would seem that would depend. Is my intuition correct, and is that a bomb?
Yeah.
James Martin of His Majesty's Secret Service at your disposal.
Perfect. Well, the bomb's not ours. I'll tell you that much.
I should certainly hope it's not.
Hey, listen, if you think you have a better chance of defusing it than us, go ahead. I want nothing to do with this. I'm gonna sit back and watch this one play out.
Well, I have a bit of electrical experience myself. Sort of, open it up, give my observations about it, if hopefully they're
Alright.
helpful at all.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you go ahead and roll. I'm going to roll failure at disadvantage because now you've got James Martin helping you defuse a bomb.
Okay,
Oh my god.
come on, baby.
Let's
Dad
go.
needs a new pair of shoes.
Get shoes.
Okay.
I rolled a 2 and a 4.
I rolled 1.
Spicy.
All right. So there's probably some sweat dripping down everyone's brow at this point because it's a bomb, and also it's Vienna in the summer, so pretty hot.
Yeah.
As you observe everything that you know about this kind of bomb, and James leans over, reaches, grabs a cufflink, pulls it out. It turns out there's like a little tiny blade on the end of it that flicks up. He leans in, bites his lip, cuts one of the wires. Ticking stops.
Oh.
Huh. I thought we were gonna die there.
I've never been happier to see someone from Secret Service in my life.
That tends to be the reaction when I tell people my real job, yes.
My respect for you's just shot up 50-fold.
I'm sure it has. He puts
With,
his cufflink back.
With all due respect, monsieur, who exactly are you keeping tabs on this,
Well, I was
train.
keeping tabs on Clinton York, but given his reticence to come out of his cabin, and the fact that people who go into his cabin seem rather disturbed, I am assuming he is dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is unfortunate.
So's the person he was going to be buying arms from.
In the suitcase?
Yep.
Rush job by someone brutish. Not good.
Yep.
Yep.
Left blood out on the floor and everything.
I'm going to have to contact someone immediately in that case.
You didn't happen to, while you were coming down here looking for your luggage, you didn't happen to see, the bunch of Serbs leaving yet, did you?
Leaving the train? No. As far as I can tell, everyone who is on the map, sorry, even... I may be a super spy, but sometimes words are hard. They didn't hire me for my mastery of the English language. On the passenger map that they gave me, as far as I'm aware, everyone on that list is on the train. Alive or dead, but still on the train.
Great.
Well, so I guess that means our Serbs are still on the train and our dragon's still on the train. Sounds like a fun time.
I'm sorry, you're what?
Oh, not our dragon,
dragons
just
are
like
real.
not our Serbs.
Yeah.
You know, the hypothetical dragon that people are talking about.
Excuse me?
It's a metaphorical dragon.
Oh, what? Did you not know dragons are real?
There are two types of people in
There's
this
two
world.
types of people. What type of dragon are we dealing with?
Apparently one that breathes fire.
Yes, that
Or
doesn't
is
narrow it
hot
down.
in general. Nordic?
We're not sure ourselves. We haven't seen it.
Nordic.
All I know is I have its likely egg in this suitcase here.
I'm gonna have you roll a die, just a regular old human die, to see if y'all get another clue from the super spy.
Love just catching up
Five.
James Bond to this whole adventure.
Yeah, James Bond is in a Cthulhu adventure. Alright, so 5. Okay. Well, I have good news and bad news.
Okay.
The good news is, I have a theory about who your dragon might be.
Oh.
Huh?
That is also the bad news. It ties in together, you see. It's not just my luggage I am going through. I know there are several people of great interest that His Majesty would love to keep more tabs on. Hence my searching for... through the luggage of other people. The Serbs are not the only ones who are interested in someone else's suitcases.
Oh, it seems so.
Notebook
Suitcases are
braced.
Yeah. Within the luggage of our esteemed Mr. Konshu, there was a locked box with which the word key was written on in an ancient North African dialect. Luckily one I happened to have taught myself in my spare time. Lockbox itself... Lockbox itself was not particularly hard to break into, but there was no key in there. It was sheet music. Sheet music? Yeah.
For a violin.
Sheet music for a violin, yes.
Oh.
I feel like I'm missing part of the pieces here, guys.
Yeah.
The famous violinist was going to perform private concert in private car for Honshu.
I'm not entirely familiar with reading sheet music. I couldn't tell if there was anything suspicious about it. But I did catch the title before I slipped it back in. An excerpt from something called Das Ring der Nibelungen.
Gesundheit.
The German language is strange, I know. So, I did some light reading to catch up on what that might mean. It is an opera by Richard Wagner. Yeah. And within that, the opera is the tale of a man named Siegfried. who goes on all sorts of different adventures, ends up dying going to Valhalla. But perhaps most pertinently to the investigation and where I was leading with this, he fights a dragon in it. A dragon known as Fafnir.
Fafnir.
Yes. Okay.
So we're thinking. So are we thinking that Khonshu's our dragon, or are we thinking the violinist is the dragon, or is the violin just to wake up the dragon? In the egg.
I don't know for sure. But
I can only assume it's one of these three options.
But if there is a dragon, and if that dragon is Fafnir, that is terrible news.
Any particular reason why?
Fafnir does not merely breathe fire. The very air around him is poison. Poison of the land and poison of the mind. Where he goes, death on mass scale, he's sure to follow.
That would explain the smell then.
Also explains the infection in Mr. York's body. Well,
That would have been a painful death.
putting all of our pieces that we have together, still entertaining all of your thoughts on the dragon. Dragon kills Mr. York because he does not have egg. Egg was given to Khonshu. Khonshu is not dragon. Khonshu intends to play song for egg to get dragon under his control. Dragon is still looking for the egg. Khonshu wants egg to control dragon.
Yeah, that's about what I was thinking, yeah.
I've heard stranger stories.
So,
I'd love to hear them sometime.
Have I ever told you about the man who was afraid of his own air conditioner?
What?
Never mind, we don't have time.
I would love to meet up with you for
Maybe
coffee
have a drink
sometime.
later, yeah.
Later.
Please.
Yes, maybe later. For right now, there are more pressing time constraints.
Yes.
For one thing, my main mission, Serbians with guns. I need to find them. And if there is a dragon, you need to find him before he breaks out into Vienna or somewhere worse.
Correct. I'd say, I don't suppose if we get the egg to this dragon, maybe we'll be lucky and he won't, destroy Vienna and all of us with it.
I mean, hopefully. Probably the only reason it's here is for the egg.
Well, considering based on its actions that we have observed so far, if it really wanted to destroy everything, it would haven't taken the egg long before now. It either can't or doesn't want to.
Right.
So, this sheet music you found, do you have it, or is it still in the place where it could be accessible?
It's still in Khonshu's luggage.
Say, Sybil, that jazz band you spoke to, they didn't have someone who played a stringed instrument, did they?
That's a very good question. There was just so many people in that room.
There were a lot of them, but there was at least one guy who played the guitar.
Yes.
It would be either that, or we try to speak with the violinist.
Are we trying to switch around? Are we trying to switch around the sheet music? Or
Well, from what Nathaniel said, and this is I am also along these lines, the sheet music would be to perhaps summon or call forth dragon. It is a key. Key is for unlocking.
Yes.
So perhaps if we can do that first and pass off the egg.
That's a good idea.
I'm working on a lot of assumptions, but I don't know what else to do.
Well, I will say the Spring Nation band is very, they enjoy talks with Mr. Hamilton. So...
It's always a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we all?
So I think I'd be, if we can get that sheet music, I'd be willing to see if they'd be, interested.
All right.
So
whereabouts in the general vicinity was Khonshu's luggage?
Oh, it's that one. He just points to the suitcase.
Perfect, thank you.
All right. Go ahead and roll to pick through the luggage to get the sheet music.
Sure. 5.
5! Yeah, no
Nice.
problem. You get through the luggage, find the lockbox in question already opened, open it up to the sheet music, which is written mostly in German, some in ancient runes that you do not recognize. This is definitely no ordinary sheet of music that you can recognize as, standard for being played. That being said, while you are in the luggage, you also look around and see some quick blueprints. Basically, blueprints of weapons modified by dragonfire.
Oh, Well,
This,
creative man of industry.
This goes against the. No, this is bad. This is very bad.
I swear I've died and gone to Wonderland.
As if it was any less worse before.
I will say, looking at this sheet music, I do wonder if the Spring Nation Band is going to be able to play this.
Well, it would
Couldn't
be
hurt to
either
ask.
them or Miss Kolek, the
Yeah.
violinist herself.
True. But Miss Kolek was supposed to play for Khonshu. I'm unsure if I'd be able to convince her to play without Khonshu present. Unless we decide we just want to be present for this particular playing, which I don't think we do. I don't think we want to be there for Khonshu's little concert.
No, I would rather not encounter Khonshu again in person if it could be helped.
Well, I can try for the Spring Nation Band and see if any of them happen to be able to read this very complicated piece of music, unless anyone has any other ideas. Like, I can try the violinist, but I do feel a little less confident in that.
Could try the band first. It couldn't
Band
hurt.
first.
Aye.
Alright, off I go to promise the band some more rare portraits of American presidents.
I believe in you.
Thanks.
I am so lost right now. I do not understand rich people.
You and me both.
All right.
What? The
Come on,
little
with
money
Paul
always
Bros.
greases the wheels.
Well, I do this. So I think me and maybe one other person can handle, talking to the band and maybe doing this egg switch. There's still the Serbian question to deal with.
I'm heading after theirs.
Cool, good. You got it?
I've
There are
got it.
4 of them, I believe.
Easy.
He's so cool.
I believe you.
Wow, so cool. Almost as cool
Oh.
as the dragons.
What a guy.
What a
So
guy.
are we all going to the band then?
I think
Might
yes.
as well.
Yeah. Off we go! Thank you, Mr. Martin.
Jizz. All right.
And
Quick clarifying question: are you taking the suitcase with the egg in it with you?
Yes.
I was
Yes.
intending to.
Dang it, it keeps falling off. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. With the suitcase in hand, you head out of the baggage car. It's very loud, and the various locks and chains on it jangle as you walk, and you're attracting all kinds of attention. Like the conductor of the red car in particular, he is still there, and as you head out of the baggage area with that suitcase in tow, he starts to say something in French, and then puts his hand down, and just quickly runs down the aisle, scooching past you really quick, moving towards the direction of the green cars and private car.
Stop him. I don't know what to do
here? Fuck!
I drop the suitcase and bolt after him.
Bang.
Let's fucking go.
Let's
All
go!
right. All right. Roll to chase him down.
Alrighty then.
Dun, 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 dun,
Four.
dun, dun.
Okay, I rolled a 2. So you have caught up with him. What is the intention now?
How tall is he?
Less tall than Nathaniel.
I grab him by the scruff of his shirt.
So, monsieur, please, there is no need for violence here on this train. We are
Sybil
civilized people.
squeezes on by to, like, get to the Spring Nation band.
All right.
Like, you know, I don't know how this egg is gonna get to me for this concert, but, you know,
It'll get there.
I'm doing my job.
All right.
Violence? What? Violence.
Sir, you appear to be holding me in kind of a way that wouldn't impede me from doing my work on this train.
Oh, but I thought you were trying to get my attention. I was just trying to make sure that you didn't, pass by me mistakenly.
Well, in that case, sir, you seemed to be in a hurry. I thought I would bring it to the attention of the train master, but since you and I are talking, sir, the suitcase, I do not believe that belongs to you.
Yes, if memory serves right, it supposedly belongs to your father, doesn't it?
Uncle.
Uncle. I was close enough. Yes, but, well, you see, this is also the same suitcase that my employer, Mr. York, brought on the train with him.
Well, I shall have to investigate Mr. York then. That is most irregular for him to be handling the luggage of a train master.
Oh, yes. How's about you and I go say hi to him together? After all, he's my boss.
Oui, monsieur, that would be most easy for us to do.
All right. After you.
Out of character, really quickly, we did, Mademoiselle Lagarde does know about it, the green car conductor, so she can back us up as to we're not the murderers here. So, I don't know, just throwing that out there. So it might be helpful.
Yeah.
Good to remember.
All right. So, we'll cut back to them real quick. First, let's cut over to Sybil, who is just dashing to the green car, sheet music in hand.
Yep. Knocks on door again.
Door opens again. Well, if it isn't little babe with the real bad kush.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it, for all that I paid for it, it did not smell great, huh?
You ought to find whoever did that. I think he tried to kill you.
Yeah, I do feel like I just witnessed a murder. Speaking of things that might seem like they're of, murderous importance, how do you feel about putting on a really crazy show for a number of portraits of American presidents?
Really
and she
crazy.
holds out this sheet music.
Yeah. I don't know what crazy shit you got there, but I do love putting on a crazy show, and I do love American presidents. They make me feel so patriotic inside.
Sounds great. Important thing, I need this played as soon as possible.
Righto, I'll distribute it among the band. We'll knock something out real quick.
Thank you so much. Love you. You guys are so good. Actually, do you have a card?
Here you go, darling.
Thank you so much. I am going to contact you as soon as I get back to the States. Like, I am hiring you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of this other hiring, it shoves money. It's like, and then she's like, thank you, love your work, bye. Runs back.
Yeah.
I feel like meanwhile we two have been making our way towards you because that's where the show's gonna go down anyway.
Uh-huh.
It's jangling suitcase and shit.
So here's
Yeah.
a question. Where do we want to keep this suitcase? Do we want to stay
mean-
in the hallway?
Not
I mean-
really?
Presumably we need to be in the place where the music is played so that we could, hand it
Yeah.
off.
I guess we'll stay in front of the door and be a really rapt audience and just be like, hey, so love your work. We're gonna keep the door shut. No matter what you hear, do not actually open this door.
Is there a window in there closed?
Look, if you wanted us to do it sober, you could have just said so.
I don't think, you know what, you don't need to be sober for this. It's fine.
All right.
Probably better for all of us to not be sober at the moment. God, what? Damn sir broke the wine, motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're in front of this train car, in front of this cabin. We've instructed them to keep the door shut so they don't lose their minds if they see a dragon.
Okay. Meanwhile, we're gonna cut back to Clinton York's car as Nathaniel and the red conductor head over there.
All right. After you.
Of course. Oh, it is locked. One moment, I should
Yep.
have the green...
I have the key right here.
Oh, well, that is most convenient, sir.
As I said, he is my employer right now.
Yes, of course, of course. You open up the door. The conductor looks inside. Oh, mon Dieu!
Shove.
Monsieur, what is... how could you... And then you hear another voice behind you. They did not kill him. So Zachary, who's the conductor, turns. Marine Legard is there with some gauze wrapped around her face. They did not kill him, and you would know this if you kept on top of things. But, Mademoiselle, I handle the red card. This is the green card. That is your duty. That is irrelevant right now. Sit back and enjoy the show, Zachary. What? Oui, Mademoiselle, as you say.
Ooh.
All right. And so, the suitcase with the egg in it is outside. And music starts playing from within the jazz band's room. It is, frankly, unlike any music you've heard before. And it's not just because it's a jazz band playing an opera number. It feels like you're not so much hearing the music as you are seeing it with an eye that you do not have. Feeling it with hands that are not your own. It is permeating your mind, telling you of other realms, of other worlds, some of which have already fallen to rot and death and fire. But one thing is for sure, this music could drive the unprepared insane. So I'm gonna have everyone make an insight check.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
Of course.
5.
6,
Yay!
baby,
1.
let's fucking go.
5?
1.
1. Okay. So Nathaniel Moore, through not truly understanding music, does not go a little bit more insane. Everyone else bumps up their insight by 1.
I'm on 5!
Oh boy! That's 1 away from going completely mad.
Yay!
1 more and you get a free Sunday.
A
All right.
Alex
Sunday of
hands you a
death.
Sunday, and then you hand him your character sheet.
And as the music plays, the train blows a whistle. Steam and smog surrounds the car, fills up the window. The door to the next car over opens. The trainmaster, Stéphane Genet, is there. Only he's not dressed in a trainmaster's uniform. He's instead got a robe covering him from head to toe, hood pulled downward.
Fuck off!
Nice.
Well, if I can't stop you from meddling, then you might as well see him.
Might as well.
Might as well.
The egg, by the way, in its locked container doesn't appear to have moved. It still seems pretty silent as you're carrying it.
Right.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
You know what wouldn't hurt?
Step this way, he says, walking through the train car.
Following.
All right. As you do so, you pass alongside a corridor that goes alongside the private wagon for people that, don't want to go into Khonshu's chambers but still need to go back and forth to official train cars. Standing in front of another doorway is Francis Grandjean, the maître d'hôtel, with a series of very fancy-looking filet mignons and some very sharp and jagged-looking knives in them. He hands the tray over to all of you. In case it is your last meal, Madame et Monsieur.
Oh, thank you. It's very thoughtful of you.
I'm good.
I am here to serve, Monsieur.
Fine.
Sybil slices off a bite.
Tasty.
Just looking at her in disbelief.
I mean, if it's gonna be my last meal, they're right.
You wouldn't happen to have any vodka back here, would you?
Oh, regrettably no, Monsieur. Too flammable.
Alas.
Here, keep a small vial on me.
I'll just have a
You-
water.
Are
Oui, Monsieur.
mwah,
Ooh, me too. Me too.
big swig.
No, trust me, it ain't that big. It's just in case of emergencies.
Oh, oh, that is bracing.
All right. So, as you all take a drink, and those of you who wish to take a bite of filet mignon do so, it's not poisoned. It is delicious.
Yay!
Yay. Francis, steps aside, and the rest of the train operators gesture towards the door.
I'm about to duke a bitch, I swear.
You step on through.
Yes.
The door shuts behind you, and it is dark as all hell in there. It smells something awful. It has the stench of, along with the death and decay that some of you have been smelling throughout your trip on the Orient Express. It smells a lot like burning coal in here. And the room lights up for a bit as this deep, bassy rumble goes through the car. You can see piles and piles of coal ahead of you, lighting up, briefly illuminating with lines of heat and fire on them. On top of the pile of coal, there is an opened, very large suitcase with some bars of gold pouring out, slowly melting into the coal pile.
Ooh.
I'd say I feel right at home, but I don't, so...
And as you speak, there's another rumble, and the coal starts to shift, and there's the sound of a deep inhale as some of the coal collapses in on itself, and you can see a face peering out. It's not a face you would associate with, a dragon. It's just this long, split-down series of gigantic reptilian and mammalian skulls all stacked atop each other, like going down in one long line, and then like slammed together, bisected vertically down the middle. And through all of their eye sockets, boom, 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 fires appear and move towards you as if you are being watched by the flames of hell itself. The skulls split open, and a rumble emerges. What is your tribute?
Suitcase.
Contents of the suitcase, I guess.
You you hold out the suitcase. From within the skulls, this hissing and slurping sound emerges, and a series of 3 spiraling tongues twisting in on themselves slowly creeps out. They split apart like a series of tentacles, grasping the suitcase and pulling it into the giant skull mouth, which slams shut. Barely adequate.
What else do we have?
Got a pack of smokes I could offer you.
You'd insult your benefactor.
No, that's just literally all I have on me.
This train runs because of me. You are safe because of me. And because I am, or have been until now, satisfied with your offerings. Fail to satisfy me, and I shall replace this gift with my wrath.
Better fess up something quick.
I have wealth I can offer.
Where?
Well, I acknowledge that, I did not come to this train assuming I was to be meeting you.
Miss Cordova, you're wearing jewelry, right?
I am wearing jewelry, yes.
Tiny things. Barely
Well-
enough to fit me.
Correct, but,
I'll take the
Had I-
whole if you are offering.
yes, of course. Had I known I was going to be offering you things, I would have brought more. I can offer more if I'm allowed the chance to go get it, but mostly we came here because we believe that egg belonged to you. And it's important to return all things that belong to someone as impressive as yourself.
It was delicious.
I just starts like
Well, good. Glad you liked it.
Wait, if the egg was not... I wonder if Honchus managed to provide adequate tribute.
You are trying my patience. I said I will take the whole.
The whole...
I think he means you.
Oh!
Were you not offering?
Okay.
No, she wasn't.
I mean, I don't think we have much else. If you'd allow me to leave, as I said, I do have
And
an
be
amount
deceived.
Exactly.
I take no promises of future wealth.
What about if one of us stays? And if, the others don't come back, then you can have them?
Which one of you shall do that?
I have nothing better to do.
Seriously?
Considering I still don't believe half this shit, yeah.
Maybe use some more polite words, given who we're in front of.
Yeah.
There's a deep chuckle the coal moves aside, and more of the beast that lays before you is revealed. Bodies upon bodies make up his torso, like the fused together flesh of, still intact men, women, animals, creatures of all shapes and sizes attached to him. And do you believe now?
That depends. Do I got to roll?
To not go insane? Yeah, sure.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh,
dear.
Oh.
What did you roll?
6.
Ah! Well, this is the climax of the adventure, so I'm gonna skip the increasing by 1. It doesn't matter that you don't believe, Nathaniel Moore. You are standing before Fafnir, dragon of dragons, the lord of greed and death. And your entire worldview crumbles. Your insight is awakened, and you are a vastly different man. Go ahead and narrate how you go out.
That's a wonderful question. Frankly, I don't know.
just a little
All
bye.
right.
This
All right.
is a simple man whose entire worldview just shifted in a way I wasn't prepared for.
Well, in that case, do you mind if I use my idea?
Go right ahead.
All right. Your purpose is clear now. All that talk about human unions, all of that, it's worthless. What good is a human before this thing, aside from being a part of its skin? You always wanted to serve, and you know your purpose now. Service in the employ of the great Fafnir, to make sure the world does not burn.
Oh.
Yay.
Yay!
Yay!
You find yourself
Fuck.
on your knees and bowing.
What is he doing?
He is reverting to his natural state.
Oh, this isn't right.
Would you accept one taking its natural place? Is that enough to please you, with the promise that more can be brought to you? If we leave one and promise to return for him?
I do not deal well in promises, but this is certainly worth more than your tiny baubles. I await you most anxiously, and all of your land awaits you most anxiously as well.
Thank you for your grace and kindness.
What she said.
Sybil bows and then turns to leave.
Yeah, I'll bow, turn. He's fiddling with his wedding band as he walks out.
Yep. Sweeping bow. Follows the team out.
All right. The door to Fafnir is shut. The train is quiet here in Vienna now. The music has stopped. The ticking has stopped. No sign of where the Serbians have gone. But all of that concern, it seems distant now. A thing left behind in another station. Now there is an unfortunate truth in the world. There are beings that men tried to write about but failed to truly comprehend the hellish nature of. And it is through their power that they have gained industry and risked annihilation. And what remains of our investigators know, there is really no fighting that. There is only satiating it until the time comes. And unfortunately, even then, the story ends on a tragic note. For this day in July 1914 is the last time the Orient Express runs for quite some time. On this last stop, there are other things sweeping across Europe. Perhaps Fafnir's warnings did come true. Fire and death, the likes of which Europe has never known. And that is the end of this run of The Last Stop.
So basically, the whole city's on fire.
The whole city's
The
on
whole city's
fire.
on fire. Yep.
Yay, fire.
Yay, fire. Fafnir created World War II. World War I as well. Both of them. He just wasn't done with the first one.
Yeah, sounds about right. It's fucking rad as shit.
That was really
Locomotive
cool.
engine dragon
That was great.
nonsense. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that shit. So I was like, I gotta get back on the train. I gotta give stuff to the dragon. Are you scared or happy about this? Yes.
Yes.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
This is fine.
Yeah, thank y'all so much for joining me. I was really looking forward to running through that, considering I'm like, I have the great idea and have so many ideas, and I shoved them all in there.
Yeah.
Good,
It was
good
awesome.
Sick.
ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back.
My God.
So just out of curiosity, if I hadn't dropped my one, what would have changed?
You wouldn't have gone insane. Fafnir probably would have eaten you, though.
Probably.
God,
Is
that
that
was
worse?
really
Is that better? Who knows?
that was really interesting because when I suggested someone get left behind, I was thinking in my head the story of Fenrir with Tyr putting his hand in his mouth.
Right?
Yeah. I love me some Norse.
Let's go, Norse!
Let's go Norse!
Yeah, see, Nathaniel was just planning on staying there and offering to play him a game of cards.
Oh my god.
You have cheated. Prepare
Finally.
to die.
A worthy challenger for Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
I intended to play Nathaniel as the straight man, and I did so right till the end.
Yep.
Love
It was
that
good.
it was just. I love that it was just Nathaniel just fucks around and finds out.
So fucking good.
Just should I roll? Sure. Well, I guess you give yourself body and soul to the train dragon.
Train dragon, train dragon.
Dragon.
Train dragon.
It's so fucking cool.
Yeah. Listen, sometimes even the best horror concepts can be very silly when boiled down to bare essentials.
Listen,
yeah.
it's still
Like
a
air
very good
conditioning.
horror.
Yeah.
It is a good horror concept. I genuinely really enjoyed it. I also love calling it a train dragon.
Train dragon. Yeah. Air conditioning is my favorite horror movie monster.
God, there's this Mac Hall comic about like I thought the air conditioner broke. No. I make this demon do it for me. He shuttles the cold molecules, the hot molecules out, and brings the cold molecules in. I call him Maxwell. I refute the laws of thermodynamics. But one character's just like, I think that my meds. Yep, my meds are definitely worn off. I'm losing it, and this is stuck in my head for years. What a great webcomic.
What a good time.
What a
good
good
time.
time.
No,
Which
no,
of you intends? Sorry, go on.
say that out loud for the class, Adric, please.
Yeah, say
No,
it out
it's
loud.
fucking funny.
Now, which of you intends to tell the Moore household that Nathaniel is as good as dead?
Fuck no.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Dominic will be courteous.
I would say
At least-
Sybil would do it, but she won't.
At least one of us is a good person and or on top of things.
Yeah. Dominic writes, "There's a fucking dragon in a train!"
No. He's like, he just comes to this house, this random Scottish person. You might want to sit down for this.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
I can't believe that Dominic Garden is gonna have to split from his paper and write his own fucking tabloid. People don't believe his shit.
Because he was on Insight of 5, so imagine he's
same. I was
break
at
down
5
right
too.
now.
Yep.
Sybil got to 4. That's the closest to insanity she's ever come.
Nathaniel was also at 4, right up until he wasn't.
Until he wasn't.
Until he wasn't.
Alright, fellas. Well, I had an excellent time. Thank you for indulging me playing my Russian. One day I might play him in Call of Cthulhu. Who knows?
I love your Russian. I don't want you to play him in Call of Cthulhu because that means the kid is dead. But also I love him.
Well, we don't know that. You can retire for other reasons, but also probably, yeah.
I stare you dead in the eyes. I'm like, listen, I love him very much, but if you kill my dad.
All right, I have work soon, TM. So I will catch you later. Out of
Well, in that case, thank you for joining us. Good night, everybody.
Bye bye.
Night.
Bye.